Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stamp It Up with Jamie. Wednesday night, November 9th, I think it is. I don't know, whatever tonight's date is. Um, Welcome to my Wednesday live evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I do this every week. My name is Jamie. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator in upstate New York here. And this is my live Wednesday night tutorial. You may be catching this live or on replay. Either way, please come on in. Please introduce yourself. Let me greet you and say hello. I was just finishing up some October customer gifts. That's what I was working on. So if you placed an order through my store in the month of October and you use my host code at checkout, you have a gift coming. That's what I was working on. Hello, Judy and Hilda. Bethan, you caught me live. That's so exciting. Hello, Sonia. Thank you so much. Hello, Angie. Hello, friends. Listen, I normally do like a little bit of a spiel before I get crafting, but I really don't have that big of an announcement. I don't really have a lot to say this week, except I will say this weekend I am headed to Montreal for Stampin' Up's On Stage. I will be there early Friday. I leave, and it's about a 4-hour drive. Hopefully the border isn't too crazy, and I'll be there this weekend. So be sure to follow along, mostly on Instagram or on Facebook stories. I'll be sharing lots of pictures and kind of behind the scenes, and I may have something up my sleeve that I've been working on. So I'm going to share that as well. So lots of fun things going on, but nothing too much to announce. Right? Am I missing anything? I'm sure I'm missing something, but that's what I can think of. Hello, Heather. Hey, April. Amy's here. Ruth Ann, you're the superstar. I know, Sonia. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this week I have been featuring a product that I've had for like a while. It is in the annual catalog, and it's one of those things that you can easily just overlook. It's not part of a bundle, it's a standalone product. It's the split card textures dies. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. But I've been featuring it all this week. Hello, Debbie from the Netherlands. And it's just really fun, and you can do so much with it. You can use it kind of sort of literal in what it's made for, or kind of go outside the box like I'm going to do tonight. So let me do this so we can take a closer look. Again, split card textures dies. It's a duo die. Dies. Oh, look, I still have little pieces. Duo dies. Let me just get these little bits out. Yeah, they're from my reel I did earlier. I guess I never cleaned it. Okay, so you get two of these. One's a little bit bigger than the other. And this is kind of like floral-esque. And this is more geometrical-esque. Okay, and you can do so much. So, I like to give you a little sneak peek or a recap, I guess, depending on how you're thinking about it, of my week's cards. So Monday through Friday, I'm featuring all the same product, different complementary product though. So Monday, where's my card on Monday? Oh gosh, it's right in front of my eyes. This was my card on Monday. Okay, so I used this die here. It doesn't cut it out. So I cut it out of basic white, and then I had to trim around it, and I created this sort of background frame almost. I don't know how you would describe this. And I propped it up on dimensionals, which these little dots are like perfect to hide a mini dimensional. And it's really simple, but that just caught my eye. It just pops beautifully. Then yesterday I went Christmas, and I used this die. This is the one I did in my reel today, so it's sideways compared to the one I did on my blog. I used this guy, and I created a stencil. Now, I don't know if the light is going to pick it up. Maybe it'll pick up my other one a little better. Is that darker? There you go. You can see it a little bit there. I created a stencil. It's super just subtle. It's a very subtle background, using just a blending brush, and this used Blushing Bride. Okay, so Monday's card, Tuesday's card. Today's is Wednesday's card. I'm going to make this one tonight for you live, and I used the dye to create this really like tone on tone, white on white texture. I love it so much. Tomorrow, boy, did I put my fussy cutting skills to the test. And I used a couple of colors that I normally wouldn't. So ready? I like really put Denise asked, just curious why Montreal? That's a very good question, Denise. I had originally considered going to Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh is actually, although it's Pennsylvania, it's like 7 hours away from me. So I'd probably end up flying. Montreal is only like 4 hours north of me. And I have a sister-in-law up there. So I was originally just going to go up there. I was going to drive and just stay with her. I'm actually going to end up staying at a hotel. But it was just going to be more cost efficient for me. It's a lot closer. I don't have to fly. And I don't know, I get to meet all my Canadian friends. I should be packing and I should be getting ready. I haven't packed and I'm not ready. Like at all. I started putting together a little pile of stuff, but I'm not done. I'm like really behind in all things in life. This is tomorrow's card. What do you think? What do you think of that like granny apple green? It looks a little more olivey, I think, for you. For me, it's definitely a little brighter, but I fussy cut this sucker out. Woo, I put my fussy cutting skills to the test. I love fussy cutting. It's like challenge accepted. So that's tomorrow's card. And then Friday, I used this, but I didn't fussy cut it out. Instead, I left it whole in the cardstock, and then I added this like cluster of flowers as kind of a focal point in the center. So different ways you can use it kind of as it's designed, and like this, you just cut out the image from cardstock. You could cut it out of cardstock and then cut it out again. You can cut it out of just regular copy paper, make a stencil, or you can cut it out, and then cut it out again, which we're going to do tonight. So 5 different ways to use these dies. I think they're great because they're not occasion specific. You can make sympathy cards. You can make birthday cards, Christmas cards. They really work with just about anything. And if you're in a rush, you're like, I just need to make a quick card. Like you do something like this. It took all of a couple of minutes, add a sentiment. You don't even have to fussy cut. You could just whatever, done, right? Like, so I just think you can do so much simple, more complicated, and every variation in between with these dies. I think they're just a must have. Thank you guys. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like them. You love tomorrow's card. I don't know why, but Thursday's cards for me lately have been my favorite too. So Amy said so far she has a Ziploc bag of things packed. I am so behind. I have a pile of clothes to choose from, and I think I literally am going to pack the entire pile and then just get there and just whatever speaks to me in the moment is what I'm going to wear. How do you find me daily? Well, I blog Monday through Friday. Hilda, I'm going to drop, this is my catch-all link, jamiebe.com. You got to spell my name right. Jaimie. Thanks, Mom and Dad.com. You can find my link to my blog, and that's where you'll find me Monday through Friday. I'm also always posting on Instagram, always posting on Facebook. I have a weekly newsletter. You can sign up from there. There's plenty of ways you can get a hold of me. But that's kind of my catch-all link. I make a pile to choose from too, makes packing easier. Well, it's just like in the moment. Like, I don't know. And quite honestly, this is the God's honest truth. I don't have a long mirror in my house. I don't know how. There's me and my 2 daughters, and I don't have one long mirror. So I really don't know like full length how an outfit looks on me. So I'm just going to bring it and like stand in the hotel, full length mirror. That was way too much information than you signed up for. Okay, let's get going tonight. Yeah, everything's falling out. Okay, fresh freesia, which by the way is probably the hardest color for me to say. Fresh freesia. It just doesn't. Again, it doesn't come out very smoothly, but I love this color. I haven't used it in so long, and I really remembered like, oh yeah, I do love this color. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, right down the middle. And here's the thing. I considered embossing this, and you absolutely can. But I have sort of a lot going on here. I have this little bit, I have this bit, I have this sentiment sequence, like, blah. And I even originally had a bow, which I ended up pulling because I was like, there's too much going on. But if you'd like another layer of texture, I would definitely emboss this. Hello, Susan from Australia. Oh, thank you so much. Jamie said my suitcase is 10% clothes, 90% swaps. Oh, gifts and stamping supplies. I just have too much to do tomorrow. I really have no idea. I don't know. I may go to Montreal in my pajamas. Like that's what it may come down to. I don't know. Okay, fresh Frisia. So then I have a panel of basic white and a panel of basic black matted on one another. The basic white, let's see if I can do it by memory, 3.5 by 4 3/4. Yep. And then the basic black is 1/8 bigger. So 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. I almost said 7 3/4. That wouldn't make much sense. And this is our background. Nothing gets directly stamped on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere. Yeah, I was thinking about dimensionaling it up, but we're going to not dimensional it up. Hello, Vicky. You are perfectly on time. Hello from Arizona. Okay, so basic white goes on basic black, on fresh Frisia. Nothing's getting stamped directly, so I can do this, even though I normally don't adhere it to the card until I'm like done, but that's okay. Okie dokie. Now, we are going to create this texture. I almost used that to cut out. It's my envelope. That would have been bad. What did I do with the dies? Here they are. No, gosh, they're right in front of me. Hello, Corinne. Start a Stampin' trend, the biggest PJ party in the world. The thing is, it would be way more comfortable. Like, we could do like Christmas pajamas. How fun would that be? Okay, I'm getting carried away. So I'm just going to take my die here and cut it out of basic white. Now, it's quite the die. It's got some space to it. It's a little chunky monkey. So you may want to run it through a couple times. And when I mean that, I mean like crank it through, crank it back, crank it through. It depends on how often you've used your die and if it just whatever. But if you find it's not cutting out all those tiny little pieces, go for it a couple times. Now, I am going to highly, highly, highly suggest, I'm leaving it on here on purpose. I'm going to highly, highly, highly suggest that you get this little guy. Now, it's meant to attach to your take your pick tool, which, by the way, if you don't have it, you need it. Has these interchangeable ends. Chunky monkey. Interchangeable ends. And this one can interchange out with our roller. But quite honestly, I leave my putty in it and I just hold this thing loose. It works for me. But you need this. If you don't have this little guy, it will rock your world. It's like just really cool because when you pull this out, you're going to have about a bajillion of these little pieces. And when I say bajillion, there's a lot of them. And you can sit here with your take your pick tool and pop them all out, which is very therapeutic. I will admit, I don't necessarily hate doing that, or we could just take our roller, and it comes with like a little foam mat. I don't even bother with the foam mat. I hold the die in my left hand. I hold the roller in my right, and I just go right over it. So if you're looking to get these dies or you already have the dies, you need the roller. Believe me, your future self will thank me and yourself. Treat yourself and get the little roller. And look, all the little pieces came out. Ta-da! And now they're all over my desk. Hold on. I got to empty this. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it like this. And I cleaned my desk right before the live too. Now I got little pieces everywhere. Okay. So this is what we have right now. Like I said, you could keep it like that, like I did here, and just put some accents, or like I did here, right? I just kept it in place. I didn't trim it down. Or, where are my scissors? Or option number 3, door number 3 is to cut it out. Now, there's no wrong way of doing this. I do not want you, I'm not going to talk with scissors. I do not want you to overthink it, okay? Honest to goodness, you cannot wrong or right it. Sure. You can't wrong or right it. And I'm probably not going to be able to do exactly the same outcome because I didn't write like a plan. I just eyeballed it. And I knew I wanted it kind of varying. So like I kind of followed this curve a little bit. Am I on screen? I'm on screen. But then I kind of went in some places and then over and up and then up, and then maybe I cut it up here. Whoops. And then maybe I cut it here like that. I don't know. There's literally so many ways that you can cut this thing and get a really cool edge and just a different look. You can't do it wrong. I'm not overthinking it. And I tend to overthink things. Good thing I bought roller earlier since I just got dyes. Yes, the roller is I don't even know how much it is. It's not expensive and it's worth every penny of whatever it does cost. So we're going to snip that. Okay, so we kind of have this. I really wanted it rustic. A rough rustic. I can't say that either. I can't say fresh freesia and I can't say rough rustic. That would be a cool Stampin' Up color, rough rustic. I mean, it would be impossible to say, but it would be cool. So then I'm going to kind of come across here and then make my way down. Maybe I'll snip those on an angle. I want to get over to the edge because I don't want to trim it too close. There we go. Now I'm over. Now I want to come back. Come back and then maybe go back over like this, like this, like this, like this. Right? How am I doing? Let's get an idea. That's cool. Very cool. We'll come in a little bit. The hardest thing is not getting caught on the little spokes. I don't know. I'm going to call it a spoke. Is it a spoke? The roller does such a good job. And it's not like it's not like it's an expensive tool. That's why I think everybody needs it. Okay, well, I ended up trimming this thing way short than my other one. Like I said, you won't cut two the same. But I'm left with this. It's kind of argyle-ish. I don't know. Am I totally using that word wrong? Probably. Argyle-ish. And you can have it straight on. Like if you like things like center and square and lined and parallel. Big words. Or you can kind of, this is what I did. I think that I had it this way. I kind of cockeyed it a little bit, or you could cockeye it that way. I mean, you could do so much. You could have two of them on here. Where's my liquid glue? But no matter what you do, it's just a really cool sort of focal point to your background, whatever your background is. I'm going to use the cup of tea. Oh gosh, I hope nobody from the UK is on and just heard me do that. Then I'm just going to adhere it with just a little bit of liquid glue on some of the pieces. You don't have to put it on all the pieces. Just, how did I do this? I guess that's how I did it. Actually, you know what? It's easier to flip it over and do it this way. Like so. Perfect. And I realized I need my stamparatus and I forgot my stamparatus. Did you see my mess? I don't know if you saw my mess behind me. My customer gift mess. So for those that are wondering what the heck I'm talking about, customer gifts, if you place a $50 order through my store in any given month, you get to choose and use my host code at checkout. You get a free $10 gift of your choice for me. Okay, so that's what I was talking about, if you're wondering. This is the stamparatus. I got to go this way. And I'm going to do my cup here. And, oh, let's shut that off for now. And using Memento Black, it's a different ink pad than our regular ink pads, right? These are our regular classic Stampin' Up! Ink pads. These are our Memento. And it's the old felt style ink pad. And so when you ink down, it's hard sometimes to get that really nice, vibrant, dark black. It's almost like you need to do it a couple of times. And so that's when the stamparatus can come in. And I'm going to pull in the cup of tea stamp. And I'm going to use this guy right here. And we're going to ink him up and do this a couple of times so we can get a nice vibrant black. So I'm going to hinge around, pick it up. Now just be slow because it's going to want to stick to your cardstock. No big deal. And then I'm going to do my Memento Black, ink up my cup of tea, and then hinge down and press. Now, I don't have to go crazy because if it doesn't ink well, which it didn't, I knew it wouldn't. See how there's got like dots, like it's missing. Just going to do it again. Ink up my cup. And because I didn't move the stamp, I didn't move the hinge, I didn't move the paper, it's literally going to stamp in the exact same spot every single time. And that, my friends, is the brilliance of the stamparatus. This too is worth its weight in gold because now I have a very, look how vibrant that is. Oh, it's so dark and so pretty. It's perfect. So I have my cup of tea. Oh, okay. My cup of tea, and I need, why did I pull this out as scrap paper to stamp on? It's an envelope. I must have had an envelope in my, I have another one. How did envelopes end up in my basic white? That's weird. Okay, anyway, so we have our cup of tea. I didn't put anything on a block. Shame on me. Shame on me. What did I do? I need this. I need that. This, by the way, is such a cute stamp set. You can definitely go more traditional tea colors, just really traditional. Or I love the black and white with the freesia and the granny apple green. So vibrant. So vibrant, so pretty. What, I need another D. Do I not have another D? Okay, well, this guy is going to have to go on an H because that's what I got. And this guy, we don't need a huge one. We'll use that. Okay, we're good. So we're going to stamp the leaves in granny apple green. We're going to stamp the bigger leaf. Ooh, does it need to be re-inked? In granny apple green. These are all going to get cut out. And then we're going to stamp the cluster of flowers in fresh freesia and 3 flowers. 1. I should have cut these out ahead of time. 2, 3, but I didn't, so we're going to have to cut them out together. The stamparatus is the best, right? It does so much. The thing is, it's very practical in the sense that, yes, it cuts out, I mean, it stamps in the exact same place. That's a very practical use of it. But you could also do really creative things with it, just like with the way the hinges work. You can do so much. That, and look, we have 2 of these. So this set has been well loved. Oh, I got to do the sentiment. Well loved, and my dies are kind of a hot mess. Okay, off camera here, I'm just going to line these guys up and cut them out. So since I'm playing with tea, I suppose I should ask everyone, are you tea drinkers or are you a coffee drinker? I kind of asked this question over on Instagram this week, and I was actually really surprised by how many tea drinkers they were. Sorry, I'm concentrating and lining them up. I am a iced tea drinker. So that's, I guess I'm a tea drinker. Hold on, that doesn't fit. Okay, the hard part about that flower is lining it up. I'm not going to lie. Nope. Yep. Hello, Polly. You're neither. Really? What do you drink then? Only iced tea. Same. If anything, iced tea. I only drink unsweetened, though. I don't like sweetened. I drink unsweetened with with a half a lemon every morning. Sorry, I'm lining up these flowers, and they're a royal pain in the neck. I might only go with one flower. What a pain. I may only do one flower because seriously, lining them up was a pain, and I'm going to be here all night. And you're just going to be watching me try and line up flowers. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay. Okie dokie. So we have all of our pieces, and I cut out a little tea bag for our sentiment. I need to, okay, good, dimensionals. There's little pieces all over. Okay, here we go. Let's get a sense of placement. This will go here. I just need to know height more than anything. Everything's going to go up on dimensionals except for the little purple flowers. So let's start with the tea, with the cup. Hello, Pat from Alabama. You're a Diet Coke. I love, every now and then, I was talking to my kids about this the other night. It was so funny. We're not big soda drinkers. I love soda, but I try not to drink it too much. But every now and then, there's just certain foods where you need soda. You know what I mean? Like if we had pizza the other night, and I was like, oh, I could go for just a can of soda. Or if it's like really hot out, I'm going to adhere this down with liquid glue. Or if it's really hot out, I'm like, oh, I could go for a can of soda. Now, in my sample card here, I put my leaves up on dimensionals, but I'm not going to this time around. I'm going to switch it up because that way everything lays flat. I don't know. I want to see how this looks, and then we'll compare and contrast. This is my big flower. Oh, this is my big flower. I thought that was my small flower. Okay, we got to do our big flower. So I tucked in the leaf under here. And I guess, well, I guess we're going to do that. I would have put it on dimensionals, but I thought that one was one of these little flowers. Got a little confused. Need it with pizza. Oh, hamburgers. That's another one. Or on a hot summer day, right? It just sounds so good. With lots and lots of ice. Ooh. Yep. I'm also like seasonal with my alcohol. Not that I drink alcohol a lot, but gosh, that sounded really bad. But like summer is beer, winter is wine. Like I don't know. I can't drink red wine on a hot summer day. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Wow, these guys are little. There we go. They don't want to cooperate. Okay, so I'm just gluing these around like so. Oh my gosh, that's so tiny. I can't even pick it up. Thank you, Hilda. I'm so glad you like it. This guy goes over here somewhere. We'll put him there. Are we good? We're good. Now, here's the thing about this card. I literally got this far making it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it again. I did it again. I didn't leave a spot for the sentiment. I didn't. I got all this far, and I was like, oh my gosh, because did I keep it? I don't know where it is. I had a fresh freesia bow here. I don't know where it is. Somewhere around my desk. I made it. And I had it here, and I really liked the bow, but then I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't leave a spot for the sentiment, of course, as usual. So I brought in this little guy. There's a couple. You could do sweet, I miss you. I'm using the I just can't thank you enough. It's tea. It's time for tea and to and from. They all fit on that little, well, actually, I'm not sure if it's so tongue-tied. I'm not sure if it's time for tea fits, but this guy does. They're so tiny. Look how tiny those words are. I mean, you kind of need a microscope to read them, but I'm going to make sure I stamp it right side up. Now, normally I would stamp and then cut, but I'm apparently feeling pretty brave tonight. Yeah, that works. It's a little low. Good enough, though. So needless to say, I ripped off the Oh, I'm covered in memento. I ripped off the bow and I attached the sentiment because I didn't leave a spot as per usual. And I just have it hanging out there. I didn't put a twine or anything like that to hold it down. Now, to finish off the card, hold on, where are they? There they are. No, that's not it. Hold on. I got to move everything over here because I can't find what I'm looking for. To finish it off, I'm going to build the suspense. Oh my gosh. Oh, there they are. Gosh, right in front of my eyes. I brought in some adhesive back sequins and gems. These come with fresh freesia, Coastal Cabana, and these like silver things. And you can do really like fun snowflakey stuff with it. But this, I just needed the fresh freesia. And I'm gonna, what did I do? I put one up here. Oops. I put one up here. Why is that being challenging? I'm gonna use the tip. I put one up there. I'm gonna put one, well, I'm gonna put one on the flower for sure. And then I'm gonna add another one. I have some glue here that I think I want to kind of hide. We're gonna use it to strategically hide some things I don't want. And there we have it. You can see my card is definitely different. I went way far more right with this background bit, and I definitely didn't trim it as much as this one. So like I said, no two ones will ever come out alike, but either way, you can do so much with these dies. That's actually really bothering me. I wonder if I can trim it. It's a little boxy. Let's give it a little bit of a haircut. That better? That's better. Nothing like trimming it while it's already attached to the card. That's adhered? Oh, no, it's not. I'm literally giving this thing a haircut while it's adhered to my card. There we go. Okay, I like that a little better. I like that a little better. Okay, so split card textures dies. I have to really concentrate when I say that because it's so complicated. Split card textures dies. You can do so much with it. You can use it as a background. You can use it to pop some beautiful paper, some beautiful designer paper underneath. You can use it to make a stencil. You can use it just kind of as it was designed for. So much you can do. You're going to want them. They're a must-have. Split card textures dies. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. Again, jamieb.com is my catch-all link. You can follow me on my blog. You can sign up for my free card tutorials. You can follow me on social media, all the things. That's my catch-all link. Okay. Let me know if I can help at all. If I can help answer questions, I'm here. And otherwise, I will see you again next week. Same time, same place. Happy stamping, everyone. Good night.